Hello dear friends, today I am here to tell you how you will determine whether you have a strong Mercury in your birth chart. And even if you do not have a strong Mercury, what are those qualities which you need to cultivate so that Mercury becomes strong and becomes a benefic for you. So do subscribe to my channel. If you want consultation, the number is there in the video description. Friends, Mercury is a natural benefic. Yes, Mercury is the significator of intelligence, of education, of logic and reasoning, of grasping ability, of intellectual power, intellect. It is the significator of memory power. Mercury is also the significator of maternal uncle, of younger sister, and even of maternal aunt and even paternal aunt in Vedic astrology. Now friends, Mercury is so important for us. It is a planet which is so important for business acumen, for becoming successful in any profession, because Mercury gives you the power to think, to reason, yes, to communicate. Without Mercury, you won't be able to communicate properly. It is the main planet which is responsible for your speech and communication. So friends, it is so important. Now we have to make Mercury strong if we really want to be successful in life and even happy in life, because if we do not know how to communicate our thoughts and ideas, then how can we build relationships? We can't do that. So it is very important, Mercury. Now friends, how will you know? So let us come to the point. Friends, I have certain observations. Those observations are very interesting, and I have come to such conclusion after going through a number of charts. So I will share them with you. You also check your chart and see whether it works for you. So friends, I have seen if the ascendant lord is Mercury in your chart, that is if you are a Virgo ascendant or a Gemini ascendant, this is one condition. Or if Mercury is seated in the first house of your chart, yes, or if Mercury has a strong aspect on the first house, that is somehow if Mercury is intimately connected to the first house of your chart, then there is something which is very interesting. That is, you will be able to think better whenever you look into the mirror, whenever you look at your own reflection into the mirror. That's what I have seen in a number of charts. You let me know, friends, if this is also the case with you. Why I said that, friends? There is a logic behind everything in astrology, The first house is the house of your health. It is the house of your personality, your body, yes, which includes your face and even the rest of the body. That is the first house. So whenever you are in contact with your own reflection, so that is your, in a way, that is what is represented by the first house or lagna. That is your body and or your face, which is definitely part of the body. Now when you look at yourself, especially into the mirror, then you will be able to think better. If you have this particular placement of Mercury, which I mentioned just now, if Mercury is connected deeply, intimately to your first house, then this should happen. Whenever you are at a loss, you are in a state of dilemma, you don't know what to do, and suddenly if it so happens that you happen to look at yourself into the mirror, you're able to look at your own reflection in the mirror, then definitely and you maybe start talking to yourself while looking at yourself, you may be able to get better ideas. And maybe you were trying to find the solution to a problem, suddenly some idea will strike you and you may be able to find a feasible solution to the problem. This might happen. This has happened in a number of charts. Please let me know in the comment section, friends, whether it is true in your case. If you have this particular placement of Mercury, that is either the Mercury is seated in the first house, or your ascendant lord is Mercury, or if Mercury has a strong aspect on the first house, either the 7th aspect or the 5th or 9th aspect, which are also the trinal aspect in Nadi astrology. So please let me know if you have such a placement of Mercury, whether this applies to you. Now, next observation, friends, about Mercury. Mercury also stands for laughter, for comedy, for fun and frolic, for liveliness, chirpiness. Yes, because Mercury represents a child, children. Just imagine a child, friends, and then you will know how Mercury is. That is why people who are under the strong influence of Mercury, they look very young. Even if they are maybe of the age of 50, they may look very young. They may look like as if they're 30 or 35. So Mercury makes you look very young if you have a strong and benefic Mercury in the chart. You need to see in which zodiac sign it is placed. Mercury will give you very good results if it is placed in its own signs, Virgo or that is Gemini, or if Mercury is placed in a friendly sign, then also Mercury will give you good results. Or you need to look at the nakshatra in which Mercury is placed. And friends, even I know of a great astrologer who has Mercury in the 8th house, because 8th house is a house which has to do with hidden knowledge, occult knowledge, like astrology. So he's a great astrologer, world famous astrologer, and he has Mercury in the 8th house. So because he's using that 8th house energy, and he's using his Mercury to absorb the 8th house energy, and so it is working so well for him. Yes. Now friends, laughter, I was talking about laughter. If you have a strong Mercury, you will definitely love to laugh and make fun and have fun. Yes, you will definitely like to do that. And friends, you will enjoy cracking a joke, or you will enjoy listening to a joke, and you will also somehow have a very great sense of humor if you have a strong Mercury. I've seen people with a very strong Mercury, they even don't mind even if people are making fun of them. They can make fun of themselves as well. They don't mind because they love to laugh. But friends, you also need to be careful. Like it's better not to make fun of those people who are maybe who are very serious or reserved, because then we might end up hurting their feelings. So here people who are governed by Mercury, here they need to be a little careful. They should know with whom they can crack a joke, and that discrimination you should have. Yes, because otherwise you may end up hurting someone's feelings. So because everybody may not be so fun loving, so this is one thing you need to be careful about. And friends, Mercury, if your Mercury is strong, you will have great grasping ability, comprehension power, You'll be able to understand any concept quickly. Maybe if you're in a classroom, you'll be the first one to understand what the teacher is teaching you. So that quick grasping ability is granted by Mercury. Yes, friends, memory power will be very sharp. If you have met somebody even in childhood, you will never forget that person. Even if you see that person again after many years, after many years also, if you happen to meet that person, you will not forget. You will not forget where you had seen him, and you will not forget even details about him. So Mercury gives you that ability to remember things, to recollect details. Mercury. If you have a strong Mercury, you will be very inquisitive. You will have a sense of curiosity about things. You'll be very inquisitive. Yes, friends, that's also another trait. Now, even if you don't have these qualities or traits in you, friends, you can develop them. Then Mercury will become strong. Yes? Try to study something. Try to learn something new, any new skill. And definitely, you will have certain queries. And you'll be able to, questions will arise. And you will, definitely look for answers. And then finally, you'll be able to learn something. Whether you're trying to learn some subject, whether you're trying to learn a skill, whatever, try learning something new. Mercury will always remain strong for you then. That is, we need to keep using our intelligence, our ability to reason. That is very important. People who have a strong Mercury, they are great debaters. They can debate, they can argue well, they can convince people because they have a very good logical reasoning. They know how to reason, they know how to use their sense of logic. That's very strong. But friends, do you know one interesting thing which I'll tell you now? Albert Einstein said, logic will make you move from A to B. Logic will take you from A to B, but imagination will take you everywhere. What a beautiful idea. Albert Einstein said that. That means if you use your power of logic and reasoning, you will definitely be able to move from point A to point B. That is, maybe you're looking for some answer. You have some query. So you use your sense of logic, you will get the answer. You will move from a definite point to another point. That is, there is a limit. So if you use your sense of logic, then you will move within a domain that is limited. But if you use your power of imagination, then you can move in a domain which is unlimited. A domain of unlimited space. You can move anywhere. Your imagination can take you anywhere. That is the power of imagination. Imagination is also a very, it's a wonderful mental faculty, friends. So people who have a strong Mercury, they also have a very great power of imagination. Friends, look, Mercury, I said, is represented by children. If you really want to know how Mercury works, just imagine a child. A child is gifted with a great power of imagination. They can imagine anything because they have a very strong Mercury. Especially in childhood, people have a very strong Mercury. Mercury represents children. So, if you have a very strong power of imagination, your Mercury is strong. Yes, that is a higher mental faculty, imagination. That is also, granted by Mercury. Now friends, What else we can say about Mercury? So all these things, you will be very good at calculation if you have a strong Mercury. So you can work in a bank, you can be a chartered accountant, you can do any kind of job that is connected to finance or accountancy. You can study commerce, you can be from the commerce stream, you can do very well in mathematics also, because Mercury makes you it makes you very skilled at calculations, all kinds of calculations. So you will be, if you have a good Mercury, you can be a very good astrologer, because in astrology also we need to make a lot of calculations. Yes, we need to use logic. So you can be a very successful astrologer also, numerologist, if you have a strong Mercury. So friends, these qualities we need to cultivate. And friends, children, just think of a child. A child does not bear grudge against anyone else. A child is so innocent. So people who have a strong Mercury, even if they keep aging, they remain innocent. That childlike innocence is always there in him, no matter what their age may be. That shows they have a strong Mercury. They don't go into much complications. They're very simple-minded. Yes. So innocence, if you have a sense of innocence, that is the mark of a strong Mercury. Simplicity. And friends, they are not revengeful also. Children, they may fight with you a little while ago, and after some time they will forget. So they are also very forgiving. If you have a strong Mercury, you will not, scheme or plot against anyone. You may be angry with someone, but then after some time, very quickly, you will even forget and you will let go. If you can let go of things, you have a strong Mercury. Yes. If you can let go, if you can forgive people, then you have a strong Mercury. And friends, children are also a little stubborn, you have seen. Yes. So people also who have a strong Mercury, they might be a little stubborn, especially if the ascendant is Virgo. Virgo ascendant people, or if Virgo, the zodiac sign of Virgo is ruling any of your major planet, or if it's ruling a few important planets in your chart, that means Virgo is an important planet for you. Virgo is an important zodiac sign for you. Then people who are under the influence of Virgo, I have seen they're very stubborn. People who are ruled more by Gemini, they are very diplomatic. They know how to balance things. They have a sense of duality. They can balance. They can manipulate also. But people who are, more under the influence of Virgo, they are stubborn. You may give them so much of advice, but they will finally do what they think is correct. They are stubborn. That's childlike stubbornness is there in Virgo. But friends, if Mercury is in good dignity, say Mercury is exalted in Virgo, or Mercury in Gemini is considered to give excellent results also. If Mercury is in these signs or in friendly signs, especially in the signs of Saturn, especially if Mercury is also in Aquarius, it gives very good results. If Mercury is in Libra, then also it gives very good results. Saturn and Venus, they are Mercury's die-hard friends. Saturn is also so realistic, practical. Mercury also believes in logic and reasoning. So this may be one reason why, Mercury and Saturn, they are such great friends. So friends, what I was telling you, that stubbornness will be there. But if Mercury is in good dignity, then even if a person is stubborn, he will be so for a good reason. Because maybe his way of looking at reality, his way of looking at his own life, or her way of looking at her own life is so unique. People are not able to see that. Sometimes the family is not able to understand your feelings. And you need to remain stubborn. Because you are stubborn, because you are adamant, that doesn't mean you are wrong. So if Mercury is in good dignity, a person may be stubborn, but for a good reason. Yes, because others are unable to see what, that person is able to see. Because I told you, Mercury also blesses you with a great power of imagination. You will have, that great imaginative faculty. And you can imagine what you can become maybe 5 years from now. Because you have a strong Mercury, which maybe your parents can't see. They can't understand you. So, being stubborn and being adamant and being firm is not wrong. Provided you are, you are moving towards something constructive, then being adamant and being firm, then that is a blessing for you, friends. So that happens if Mercury is in good dignity. Yes. So friends, all these things will happen. All these qualities if you have, then you will definitely know that Mercury is strong in your chart. Yes, friends. And I have made a video on remedies for Mercury. Please watch that video. Planting a tree, that is the best remedy for Mercury. Mercury represents greenery. Everything that is green is represented by Mercury. So that is why the color of Mercury is also green. So plant a tree. Do some plantation. Yes, you can plant a sapling. Yes, so if you do that, if you do some gardening, if you try to grow a plant, that is the best remedy for Mercury. Mercury will become strong. And also donating green vegetables to the poor and needy, helping children acquire education, children of the orphanages and all, helping them, financially, or helping anybody, maybe the domestic help in your house, the helper. If you can help her child to acquire education, that is a very good remedy for Mercury. I have made a video on remedies for Mercury. Please check that video, friends. It's there in the playlist. And make your Mercury strong. Yes, and Mercury will definitely be, it will give you very good results. It's a natural benefic, and it will, give you good results. It will bless you with great communication skills. Yes, and you will be able to build, all kinds of, contacts. You will have great interpersonal relationships. You will do very well in any kind of business, in any kind of profession, if Mercury is strong. So friends, we need to make our Mercury strong. And so that's all for today, friends. So hope you like this video. Do subscribe to my channel and share this video. Thank you, friends.